All right, welcome to another episode of the Jumping the Rail podcast here on the JTR Podcast Network. This is Mark Rebin coming to you from the Noodles position in Champaign, Illinois, joined as always by my buddy Minderz. And Minderz, you are not in your opulent Florida surroundings this week.
I am not. We got back last night.
Did I see you cannonballed from Atlanta back to Illinois yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
That's a long drive.
Actually, we were south of Atlanta. We went from about Macon.
Ah.
Yeah.
Is Atlanta traffic as annoying as I hear it is?
Actually, Chattanooga traffic, Nashville traffic.
Yeah, Nashville traffic sucks.
Nashville traffic was terrible. Chattanooga traffic was not great. Mm-hmm. Atlanta actually wasn't that bad. We got through pretty quick. So
if you weren't there for rush hour, I think you're probably all right.
We hit about 10 o'clock in the morning. So we hit it just about right.
Mm-hmm. All right. First thing,
we have a half hour worth of stuff that we talk about beforehand. Why do you jump into this?
So first things first. Everybody breathe. Deep breath. It's gonna be okay.
Everybody's gonna be fine.
You know what I'm talking about, Minderz.
I do.
All right. Okay, Minderz.
Yes, so we all love him, but I understand.
Well, I don't necessarily understand, but I get it, if that makes any sense.
Right.
All right. So we got a lot to talk about, Minderz. We got to talk about Worlds Collide. We got to talk about Money in the Bank. We got to talk about NXT. We got to talk about all kinds of fun things.
Elephants in the room.
We got a Hall of Fame that you don't actually know who's going in because I called an audible.
You apparently, yeah, I was going to say, you must have called an audible because...
I called an audible.
You wrote it down, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then you're like, nah.
He will be going in next, I think.
You're like, nah, we're not doing that in this league. Okay, mm-hmm. All right.
Well, first things first, man.
Reb, look what I got.
Oh, you got a new Buc-ee's cup.
Of course I did.
How much stuff did you buy at Buc-ee's? Be honest. You said you got a pillow.
I got a travel pillow. I got everybody's souvenirs at Buc-ee's.
You spoil us.
I do. Well, I'll put it this way. I won $350 at bingo on Thursday night. Most of that went to Buc-ee's.
Oh, wow.
Well, but you got to take in consideration with all the people I had to buy for, then I had to buy for me. But I only got 2 new cups.
So you really leaned into the whole Golden Girls vibe down in Florida. Hanging out with the old ladies, going to bingo.
Dude, did you see this?
Oh yeah, you showed us pictures of the sunburn, and I empathize because I don't keep well in the sun. So
I'll tell you what though, swimming with manatees and porpoises was not on my bingo card this year.
I'm kind of jealous of the manatees because those are awesome.
They were so cute. Like literally, we were just out in the Gulf because we were there at Sanibel Island. And they just came right up. Their little snoots would come up out of the water. And literally it was from like, okay, you've seen my podcast room.
I have.
Okay. So like from where I'm sitting to the carrot flag is all the further they were from me.
Wow.
So we're talking like 3 feet. And one started to chase me. It was fun.
Wow. He wanted to make a friend.
He did, and I wasn't quite sure how. I didn't know if he knocked me over, and I had to worry about my hair. I know.
Now, does your hair provide a fishing lure?
I don't know. I had it on top of my head. I look like a troll's doll.
Was it like sticking straight up?
It wasn't. No, it's actually long enough that it was doing just like kind of this little fountain look.
Okay,
it was kind of cute.
All right. Well, Minderz,
let's stop.
I'm worried about how much time you spent in the sun, so I feel like we need to check your head and test your brain and all that kind of stuff.
I'm not guaranteeing it's great because I came back to work today and buddy. I had to message one of the girls today. I said, "You guys shouldn't let me go on vacation. I come back and I forget everything."
All right. Well, all right. Here we go. All right, it is time for Name That Wrestler. Minderz, you know how this works. I show you a picture, you guess who it is. Again, it's not hard, but this is a color photograph of a, I guess you'd say he's still current, but
okay.
Yeah, all right. Are you ready?
Sure.
All right, I think you might get this pretty fast.
Did he just win a belt not too long ago?
Maybe.
Maybe. Does he maybe bite into an apple?
Maybe.
Is maybe his name Carlito? He looks so funny with no facial hair.
And no afro.
I know.
And he stole Matt Hardy's arm thing.
I noticed. I noticed that. Yeah.
I thought it was timely to
It
go with
is.
Carlito.
It is.
We'll get to him too. There were a few releases that we got to talk about. 3 that come to mind. So,
if you know what though, like, okay, when we get there,
we'll get there.
I'll have thoughts.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, in the meantime, Minderz, let's. We don't have a guest, so we can just roll very smoothly here.
Wait a minute.
Are you suggesting that we make it official, Minderz?
Let's make it official. We have an announcement to make.
Okay, so if you didn't see or hear the Mad Bash spot show on Patreon or on the podcast last week when we made the announcement for what we've got coming up, we will go ahead and do it here on June the 17th, which is 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks. We're doing a special presentation. It's going to be a co-op between Jumping the Rail and Mad Bash Wrestling, and we're
going to call it Bash the Rail.
Bash the Rail, and this is the mother of all Minderz gets, which means so far. But because it is a Minderz get, I'm going to let you do the honors here, Minderz.
Well, we got the Sandman.
Yeah, this is big.
I'm so excited.
We gave poor Dickie a stroke waiting to find out because
we did.
No,
ooh, I don't even think they're recording today, are they?
I don't think so. They might be.
I don't think so because there was something that came up on Patreon today. Is he leaving today?
I thought he was leaving next week, but I mean, they got to do something because they got to talk about Saturday.
That's true. Well, they already did. It's already on Patreon.
Well, the matches, but did they?
No, there was no spot shows up.
Oh, okay. Then maybe they did. Maybe they got it done early, and they're not recording today. But yeah, I think we made Nikki's year, Minderz, with this announcement.
You know, it pays off to make friends with wrestlers.
It
That's
really
all I've
does.
got to say.
And we're just running through the entire ECW locker room from 99, 2000, 2001.
Working on it.
So this is going to be we're going to put it. It's going to be here, of course, on our usual YouTube, Facebook Live on the 17th. We're working on potentially doing a simulcast with Mad Bash on their YouTube. Just got to work out the logistics on that. But even if they don't do theirs live, it will be on their Patreon after the fact.
Right.
So it's going to be a Mad Bash and Jumping the Rail presentation. You said it's Bash the Rail. That's what we've been playing with here.
Shadow Play!
Hey, Shadow Play, we missed it. He wasn't there for the whole show last week.
We've missed you.
So yeah, so that's in 2 weeks, and we're very excited.
In case you didn't hear, Sandman is going to be with us on June 17th.
So yeah, anybody that has questions for Sandman, hit us up on our Facebook.
Yep.
All right. So with that said, Minderz, let's jump into what is this?
It's my new Bucky shirt.
Of course, you got a Bucky shirt.
It's a guitar. Right. Shush.
You need next time you're going that way, you need to see if they'll sponsor us.
Bucky.
For all the pub you give them.
Like I said, I only got 2 new Buc-ee's cups. No worries. All right, let's move on. Sorry.
All right,
Good Hoots, good Judies.
We got to talk Hoots and Judies, starting with our Hoots. And if it's all right with you, I will go first.
Yep, because I got to remember. Oh, yeah, I do remember who I had. Okay.
Well, I remember who you have.
Yeah.
So my Hoot, apparently... was it the Blood, Sweat, and Beers shirt?
Please tell us it was the Blood, Sweat, and Beers.
But no, my Hoot just had surgery last week. From what I'm reading, he got all of the cancer out of his out with the procedure, which is awesome to hear. So I'm giving my good Hoot to Jim Ross, greatest of all time. Suck it, Michael Cole. Wearing a damn basketball jersey on.
Indiana Pacers jersey at boot.
Well, he lost a bet. You know how that is.
I do know how that is.
Because of Jim Ross, by the way, Ric Flair almost got Stooge of the Week. Ah, there it is.
It's still sitting on top of the trash can.
Oh, I thought you meant the trash can in the garage.
No, it's sitting on top of the trash can right here.
Yeah, that was really bad taste.
Bad taste.
And then he tried to cover his ass, too, afterwards. But I forget what exactly he said.
Oh, it's Kevin. I got to give Kevin crap because he said he was never launching a podcast again. That refers to the elephant in the room. We'll talk about that later. Ric Flair needs to shut his hole. Yeah. He does.
Yeah,
keep him off Twitter. That'd be awesome.
He tends to put his foot in his mouth on a fairly regular basis. He could be president.
He could be. I thought he was the president.
If saying dumb shit on Twitter is a prerequisite to be a president, then
he's got it. But then again, so does
JJ Dillon could be his chief of staff.
Okay, now wait a minute.
I'm just casting the West Wing with Horseman.
That's fine, because I'm trying to think. I'm like, maybe the rest of them could keep him in check and we'd be all right. I'm just saying.
That's Wendy's job.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, not anymore, I guess. But
well, yeah, not anymore.
All right. Your Hoot, madam.
My good Hoot. You know, I love my heels.
Yes.
And that's kind of the way I have to, explain myself on this one. Because I actually got a chance to watch SmackDown. Granted, it was in the car on the way to Florida. But I had a chance to watch most of SmackDown. And I got to give it up to LA Knight. He's going to be my good Hoot of the week. Because, right? He's on it, Shadowplay. He'll get there. But I'm going to give it to LA Knight because I've never seen somebody use just the way he used Alistair using the black mass and then threw him out and covered. Chef's kiss.
Yeah. Dummy. Yeah. Dummy. Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I was rooting for Alistair. I really wanted Alistair in it.
Yeah.
But I just thought the way he did that, the way it was done, looked really good. So.
Shadowplay's Kairi Singh getting a little push is nice. She's only had a couple matches since she's been back, but she's been impressive.
She looks good. She's looking good.
Zoe Stark incident notwithstanding, that was rough. But but
was that really Kairi's fault?
I think it was a little bit on both sides, but
yeah,
I'm not gonna say at fault. I think it's just chalked up to being an unfortunate accident.
Yep, that's where I'm going with it because I don't think anybody
no point putting blame on anybody for that.
Nope.
All right, well, let's move on to Judy's, and I think looks like we both went Monday Night Raw for this one, Minderz.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with a candidate for shitstir of the month on Monday Night Raw. Apparently, the newest member of the Judgment Day, Roxanne Perez.
Oh, girl after my own heart.
Now, is she after Finn or is she after Dom?
I'm not sure anymore, honestly.
I mean, Finn's old enough to be your dad.
Is he?
He's in his 40s.
He's as old as we are?
Hang on.
Oh.
Here I do my own fact checking.
So apparently, did Zoe? I think Zoe retired. Did you hear that?
I didn't, but I'm not surprised. From what I heard about that injury, I think it would be wise. Finn Balor is 43.
So younger. He's your age.
He is almost exactly 1 month older than me.
Okay. Roxy's what, 23?
Roxy
24?
is 23. So, yeah, if Finn started making babies at 20, then...
Yeah, I guess. I guess that would work.
Yeah. Yeah, I from what I'm hearing, it sounds like she just flat out broke her knee on that. So, yeah, and take it from a guy that's had knee surgeries, it's hard to come back from that. And even if you are an elite athlete.
Sean, I'm going to correct you.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to correct you because he said Liv said she doesn't trust Finn.
She never said Finn. She said there's somebody she doesn't trust.
She said there was somebody she doesn't trust.
But it's not Dom.
Right. It's not Dom.
Sean, no F words on the podcast.
Huh?
No F words.
Oh, fake.
Yeah. By the way, I want to make sure we get this out now because I have gotten some complaints. I am putting a moratorium on spoilers in the comments during the shows. Especially like when NXT's on, because there are people that are watching us that are going to have to wait to watch it later and don't want to find out what happened. So let's keep that in mind.
Sean, if you'd be so kind, if you're going to send a spoiler, send it to my
messenger. We will
talk
about what happens on NXT the next Tuesday afterwards.
Right.
Don't worry. So, we will get to it.
We will get to it. Especially this week.
Oh, yeah. Minderz, your Judy.
My Judy is the newest addition to the Raw roster. That is one Stephanie Vacour. Vacour, however the hell you say her name, don't care. Her name's Stephanie to me. She did. That was such a. I can't wait for the face off with her and Rhea.
Oops, Scott caught it. So it was AI. So, but if she does retire, then I wouldn't be surprised.
Right, I wouldn't either.
Who do you think it was she doesn't trust? I'm probably Roxy. If I had to guess.
What if it's JD?
Well, JD hasn't done nothing. JD's been smart. He's kept his trap shut and stayed in the background during all of this.
What if it's Raquel?
Oh, I don't think. Maybe.
It could be Raquel.
The plot thickens. We'll have to wait and see.
It'd be a lot more fun if it was Raquel.
True. I think Raquel could take Liv and Roxy both at once.
Yep. I'm just going to leave that comment alone. I was going to say Raquel is the muscle of that group right now. I'm just saying.
Yes. Including the guys.
Right.
The back.
She's the back.
All right.
Okay, let's get to the fun part of this conversation now. Not the fun part, because you messaged me. You said, have you watched NXT yet?
All right. Stooge of the week, Minderz. And there's nobody on Mount Stoogemore this week.
Not even anybody at AEW.
No, we are going NXT for this. And Minderz, what's the one thing that makes us the most nervous when we see weapons?
Especially if it's tables or chairs, if the legs are sticking up.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And was there a moment on NXT when not only were the legs sticking up, but they did something onto the legs of said plunder?
Yes. I had super crazy flashbacks. Thank you very much. When he went on the table legs.
Dumbass.
Yeah.
All right. Well, our stooge is co-stooges because
co-stooges.
Stooge 1 for giving the move, Stooge 2 for taking it is Ricky Starks and Ethan Page from the main event. By the way, can we just make a point how awesome the face is of the referee in this picture?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dummy. Yeah. Yeah. Dummy. Yeah. Yeah. Dummy. Yeah. Yeah.
The women's tag team no DQ on Dynamite. I didn't
watch it. Sorry.
Aren't all matches
Stupid.
Yeah, don't do that stupid shit. It's dumb. It looks rough. There's a whole lot of ways that can go wrong.
I was watching that, and I think I messaged you as I was like, Reb. And you go, have you seen it yet? I said, no. He goes, go watch. Okay. And all of a sudden, you son of a bitch.
You get mad at me when something questionable is on your television.
I do. Well, when you tell me to watch it.
Well, I don't want to be the only one. I want to be able to have a discourse about these things on the podcast.
Okay, I'll give you that. Although I didn't really have to watch because it was in all the highlights all last week. So
that's very true. All right, well, Minderz, let's start off with NXT last week.
Okay, so
as we know, big story is well, not only is Ethan Page the new North American champion, we got a new women's champion, and it shocked a lot of people because JC Jane beat Stephanie Vaquer, which clearly, just a way to punch her ticket to the main roster and get her out of there.
Yep.
I think Jordan's going to SmackDown, if I'm not mistaken. What I've heard. But what do you think of JC Jane being the one to get the belt off Stephanie? That's
the one. There's a built-in story. In all honesty. You got Fallon being jealous. You've got the whole Fatal Attraction crew imploding. So,
Fatal Influence.
Or Fatal Influence. What I said?
Fatal Attraction's a movie.
That was
Toxic Attraction.
Toxic Attraction. See, I just put the two together. That was what I.
There you go. So, there are opinions. Let me find the comment here.
Honestly, I probably would have put it. If it was going to go on somebody in that group, I probably would have put it on Fallon and not JC.
I would agree with that, but unless they're going to have.
But I think what they're going to do
turn off Fallon go babyface.
Yep.
Yeah. Sean says this thing should be a transitional champ, probably. But
I don't know.
I mean,
I think she'll keep it for a couple months.
She's got. Yeah, I'd be okay with that. She's got a lot of equity on that brand. She's been there for a while.
She has been there for a while.
Like I said, my guess is, and I know we always get asked who's going to dethrone who. I usually try to avoid those questions just because I want to enjoy the ride. But it's true. There's a ready-made story there between JC and Fallon Henley.
There's a ready-made story. That's one that. And who's to say that Tyra May Steele isn't going to come up and start some crap in NXT? She's got that contract, I guess.
Yeah, well, we still got Jada Parker and Lola Vice kicking around too. So
you know who almost got my Hoot of the Week?
Who?
Jasper Troy.
Oh, for the match last week?
Yep, that was really good.
Yeah, he's a talented kid.
He is. He's a very talented kid. I like him.
Barry thinks she will keep the belt for a while, just like Mandy Rose. Oh, there you go. What if Mandy Rose came back? I know it won't happen, but
it won't happen. But
it won't happen. She's making too much money on OnlyFans.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of which, did you see who else has an OnlyFans, Minderz?
I thought he didn't have it yet. I thought he didn't have it yet.
He opened an OnlyFans account thinking it's a Twitter account.
And he's considering of haters too. Mark Henry.
Feet pics in 30 days and maybe Big Jimmy.
Oh, true.
I love the fact that even though all this bad news has come around about it, he's still being entertaining.
He's still truth. He's still truth.
He is.
He's a national treasure.
He is a national treasure. But
that's why I really hope he sticks to the indies and doesn't go to AEW.
I want him at the Expo.
I do too.
Heather Owens, if you're watching this, make it happen.
Ed,
Adolfo, anybody within the sound of our voice that has any pull.
We want truth.
Toby Hope.
Toby Hope. We want truth.
Bring me truth. But no, yeah, that is the I guess that is the elephant in the room this week, Minderz, is the releases. Truth and Carlito are not going to be re-signing after their contracts expire. according to Coach Jonathan Coachman, and I don't know how true this is, he's saying that they lowballed Truth on a new contract, and he said no. But even so, the guy's been there 26 years.
And he's in his 50s. He's in his 50s.
Honestly, they aren't doing much with him.
No.
In small bursts. The thing with Cena was fun. The Awesome Truth stuff was fun, but...
He's comic relief is what he is.
Yes. Which is... And to be fair, apparently he is very well liked in the locker room. And... I don't know, would you call him a locker room leader, like an Undertaker or a Austin?
I don't know if I would go so far as a leader, but he's a locker room staple.
He's a presence, yeah. But now everybody's just speculating wildly what's going to happen with Truth. Where's he going to go? I know what I want is I want him to go back to TNA, at least for a little bit. Get into the Hall of Fame at Bound for Glory. Maybe get another cup of coffee with the belt. Have him, have him show up on NXT and challenge Trick. It's like, Truth, you don't work here.
But I work for TNA.
Yeah, and then there's a swerve. He said, "That's on me, dog." I am looking forward to watching tonight's NXT though, because we're getting Trick and Santana for the title. I like that Mike Santana.
I know you do. So, when's Joe Hendry's contract up with TNA?
Not sure.
I thought I saw something where it said it wasn't that far away. Because I was kind of surprised it was Mike Santana and not Hendry getting his rematch. So,
Joe Hendry confirms his TNA contract expires in 2025. Doesn't say when in 2020. Late 2025, it says.
Late 2025.
So at the end of the year. I'd rather have it be Santana than Hendry, to be honest. I like Santana better.
Santana beat Alexander to be the bar of the company, didn't he?
Be the who?
He's like the face, I guess you would say, of the company. When Josh Alexander and him had that fight back at which pay-per-view was that?
I'm trying to remember what pay-per-view that was. It was the one right before Alexander left.
Yes. I don't remember which one it was.
I forget for sure. But no, Santana he consistently delivers.
He does.
Promos, personality, matches, all that stuff.
He's changed a lot.
He has. I said it when this podcast first started that Tony was completely missing the ball with him and Ortiz not being their tag champs.
Yep.
But now it's a moot point because I guess they don't like each other. So
yeah, they don't get along now.
That's the thing.
Shoot.
What?
You know what I forgot to watch last week?
What did you forget to watch? Don't say LFG because there wasn't an LFG.
No, I forgot to watch Dark Side of the Ring.
Damn that was the Muhammad Hassan episode, wasn't it?
Yep. I've actually prided myself on keeping up with it this year.
Oh, that guy, he got a bum rap, didn't he? He got put in a no-win situation.
He did. I'm curious to see how his goes. I want to see it.
Well, apparently he's living the good life now. He's a school teacher in New Jersey. He's got a good life, good living. Not suffering any ill effects from horrible publicity.
Right.
Which was not of his doing, by the way.
Right.
That should be pointed out. He's not one of those guys that got canceled for being nuts. He just got really questionable booking that messed up. Like,
Vince.
Maybe we should have just gone with Mark Magnus after all. Oh my goodness. All right. So Minderz,
sorry, I'm peeling.
Are you a banana?
I am.
Did you go through Savannah on the way home?
No. But you know how many Savannah Banana shorts I watched on the way there and on the way back? A lot. And the party animals. Mm-hmm. And what's the
Texas
firefighter group?
The firefighters.
Uh-huh.
And then there's the Texas Tailgaters.
Yeah. Well, I wanted you to try out for the Mananas.
I can't dance. which clearly is a prerequisite for the Bananas, the Dad Bod Dance Squad of the Savannah Bananas.
Gotta have the dad bod.
That's true. Hey, you know what? I have the shorts and I have the Hawaiian shirt and the fanny pack. I could be in the Dad Bods in AVW.
You could.
I just can't take a bump. I'd have to be their manager, like their official announcer.
There you go. All right.
We're meandering again.
Way off the rail.
We did. All right. So, in a similar subject to the truth stuff, we're going to go AEW, though. Mariah May is officially done with AEW. Sounds like she's coming to WWE. Now, here's my question. Do you think she goes NXT first, or does she go straight to main roster?
Nope. You want my true opinion?
Go for it.
I think she's going to Evolve.
Okay.
That'll put some more eyes on Evolve.
Yeah. And she gets some PC time in the meantime. And
she gets PC time in the meantime, then move her up to NXT, and then move her up to the main roster. Because they got to unteach all the bad habits she learned at AEW. Did I hurt your head at thinking that or saying that? Or what?
No, I had an itchy brow there.
Oh, okay.
But, no, I mean, she learned a lot of good habits in Stardom, but Tony sure did try to break all those good habits in AEW.
Yeah, sure did.
She'll have to realize that she can actually have a match without making her opponent bleed.
Yeah.
Or bleeding herself.
Yeah. So I think, and two, again, NXT is one of the best women's rosters right now.
Yeah, if
not the best.
Even with the fact they just lost Roxy, they lost Stephanie, Julia, Jordan, which is a big hunk of talent to lose in that women's division.
It is, but the part that I like about that, to an extent, those are the people that came in from other companies. They're still building their own crop.
True. Yeah, I think they were just. Except for Roxy. Roxy put in a lot of time there. Mm-hmm. But like Julia, Jordan, and Stephanie, I think we're just there to just, like you said, shake off the bad habits a little bit and get primed for the WWE system before they went up to the main roster.
Yep. But I think, like I said, I think Mariah would do well at Evolve and then go up to NXT, and then
I think she would be a huge star in NXT when she gets there. I think she could be a long-term women's champion candidate.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously she's been a champion before, so
it
would make sense. But do you put her as a babyface or a heel? They're kind of overloaded with heels right now.
They are, so you might have to bring her in as a babyface.
I don't think the fans will let her be a heel when she first shows up.
No, not at first. Not at first.
No.
Because who do we have that's even a babyface anymore?
Sol Ruka.
Yes.
Zarya.
Zarya.
Is Kalani Jordan still a babyface or is she a tweener?
Tweener.
Tweener, okay.
Yeah.
Tatum Paxley is still there.
Oh. You could consider her face.
Yeah, she was running with Shotzi and Gigi.
Yeah, you could consider her a face.
Mm-hmm. Rizzo, I don't know if she actually wrestles though, from D'Angelo's
family.
Group.
Yeah.
So yeah, they need some.
Thea Hall.
Thea Hale. Yeah, but yeah, they definitely need some firepower in the babyface side.
Yeah, they've
which is where they would benefit from turning Fallon Henley back babyface, or JC Jane for that matter.
Yeah, either one of them.
Maybe keep Fallon as a heel. I'm digging her heel work.
I like Fallon both ways. So stop it. Don't give me that look, you jackass. Yes, your Minderz is back to her usual. Nah, shut up. Yes, you have your Minderz back. Are you happy now?
Who?
I was somewhat nice last week, and now I'm back.
Well, you were swayed by the tropical atmosphere of being in Florida. Now you're back in the dungeon.
Back in my dungeon. But I have my baby.
You do still have the baby. I don't think anybody came and took anything out of your podcast room while you were gone.
There's only one thing that might be missing, and I'm not even sure if I would realize it was missing until I went looking for it.
Deadpool?
No. Deadpool's here.
BA's pants?
No, they're still here. Probably my Kenny Calix t-shirt.
Okay.
The reason I say that, or my constant headache sweatshirt. The reason I say that is because somebody kept threatening to steal it. Little one.
Oh.
Yeah. Baby shark. Do. Sorry.
All right. Well, Minderz, I want to throw a subject at it that's gotten a lot of attention.
Uh-oh. Okay.
We're just running along here.
We are.
So everything that we're hearing says that the WWE is trying to curtail the holy shit chants on their TV.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where they're bleeping it out during the shows and like actively trying to tell the fans not to do it. Where do you come down on that? Because I have my own opinions. Do you think they need to be censoring? Censoring is a rough term for it, but do you think they need to be policing the chanting like at the live shows? And I'm talking specifically for television. Live shows, they can do what they want because it's not on television.
Live shows, do it how you want.
Or is it a case of the fans just need to use sense?
I think the fans need to use sense. I really do. Because I personally, the holy shit chant does not bother me.
No.
But when I can see when they're saying fuck or whatever, I could see where that would be an issue.
Yeah. I know Dave LaGreca he hates the bleeping out of he thinks they should be allowed to do it. And he criticized it because they didn't bleep out Pat McAfee when he said cold like an asshole yesterday.
Right. Yep.
But they bleeped out the shit. Shit and asshole are two different things.
Yeah.
I mean, shit's one of the 7 words you can't say on television.
Right.
There's 7 of them. And
there are 7
I know this is the internet, but I'm not going to say them because I forget the order. But
I do too.
Google George Carlin.
Google George Carlin and the 7 words you can't say on TV.
But
which now that's kind of gone up because there's more words you can't say.
There's more, yeah. But here's the thing. Like with NXT especially, they're on a network. They're not on streaming on Netflix or cable. They're on the CW.
Which I could understand if they want to curb it. Because it's a network.
Yeah, and my other question is, how much of this decision making is WWE saying it, or is it Netflix or USA or NXT saying we need to bleep this shit out? No pun intended.
I could see where it would be.
Netflix maybe not as much.
Netflix, they need to just sit their little happy asses down.
Let them
go. You're paying for it. You know what you could
USA
get
and
yourself into.
CW, I think, are the
USA
ones who gotta
and CW, yes, I think they can say it, but I think they should do like they remember when DX read their little what they can and can't say back in the Attitude Era. After 9 o'clock, you can say blah, 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 blah. Before 9 o'clock, you cannot say blah, 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 blah.
Why that might work on USA, but like I said, CW's... Would you say it's geared toward family programming on the CW? I don't know what all's on there outside of NXT.
No, it's geared towards teens. It's geared towards teens, early 20s.
Well, if you show me a kid that's never heard the word shit, I'm going to show you a kid who's full of shit.
Right, exactly.
To paraphrase Chris Rock. But
if you show me a kid that's over the age of 6 that hasn't heard the word shit.
Most of them have said it.
Don't forget, I'm the one that got the 8-year-old to say bitch.
Yeah, bitch ass.
Bitch ass even, yeah. 2 of them.
You were a great influence on the youth of today, Minderz.
I am, and I don't know why people don't understand it. There are people that leave me with their children.
Oh, by the way, you missed seeing Caden yesterday or on Sunday.
Did he ask?
Cobra did. He asked where you were at. I said you were coming back from Florida. Everybody sends their regards. Theo was giving you shit for not being there for his birthday.
I sent him a message today because I forgot to send him a message, and I said, I'm a terrible friend. But
oh my goodness. All right, back to the topic at hand, though, because we get distracted. Talk about children.
Well, I love kids. Okay. And they love me. Yeah. All right. Let's go. What are you doing?
All right, so
you're looking up something. You were going to ask me a question. Oh, we were talking about the shit. Okay.
All right, so let's make a ruling here. CW should be allowed to they should be able to censor the shit on the CW. That's network.
Right.
USA, it should be between 7 and 8. They should be able to regulate it.
I say 7 and 9. I would go 7 and 9 because that's 8 to 10 Eastern time. So 7 to 9 and then 9 to 10. It's, yeah.
And Netflix needs to just shut the hell up. They should just let them go.
Netflix
Pay-per-views, let them go.
Exactly.
House shows, they can do whatever they want because it's not on television.
Well, pay-per-views, it usually is. They can do whatever the hell they want. They don't usually bleep that out.
Well, Cody said go fuck yourself on Elimination Chamber pay-per-view.
Right. But yet they bleeped it when they put it on SmackDown and when they...
Right. Because it's pay-per-view.
Yeah, which is fine.
Unless that's one of the caveats to them calling it premium live events now so they can change the rules. But I don't know that that's the case.
Yeah. I don't think so.
No.
Anyway.
All right. Well, Minderz, let's talk a little Monday Night Raw because then we have to get to our predictions for this weekend.
Okay.
All right. What did we think? I thought Raw was pretty good. It hasn't been outstanding the last several weeks. But
we're in a lull right now. We're right after WrestleMania. I think it's all going to pick back up after Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank.
Yep.
I have thoughts.
All right. What's your thoughts?
Well, we'll get to it after we talk about Money in the Bank.
Yeah, because y'all aren't going to like some of my predictions.
Probably not.
And they won't come true, but I think they're good storylines.
First things first, some little Easter eggs during Raw. First off, Rhea had a Truth shirt on at one point, and then Dom wearing the Carlito shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I think Liv had Carlito's name on her boots, if I remember right.
I think so.
Okay, I had another photo I was going to use.
Did you get the other Easter egg?
Which one?
For American Grande or whatever.
El Grande Americano. Yeah. I did. Let me see if I can find the picture here. I don't think I have it. But anyway, I think a pat on the back needs to go to Chad Gable because clearly El Grande Americano forgot his boots in Mexico. So Chad let him borrow a pair of wrestling boots for his match last night. The man's a giver, Minderz.
Chad wasn't there.
What?
Chad wasn't there.
Last night? Yeah, he was.
He was?
He cut a promo. He didn't wrestle because he didn't have his boots because he let Grande borrow them.
Oh. Yeah, that's why.
At first, I was trying to figure out if CG meant something in Spanish, like an abbreviation for something, but then it occurred to me, it's like, wait, Gable didn't wrestle because he let Grande borrow his boots. And they must have been lucky because Grande won his qualifying match in the main event.
I have to love him. Okay, so you made a comment last night. I'm going to tell everybody about the comment. Michael Cole could ruin Santa Claus.
Yeah, Michael Cole, he strikes me as the kind of guy that would tell children there's no Santa Claus. Sean, I have seen no proof.
Sean, I'm right there with you.
I will believe it when they rip his face off and show him to the world, but in the meantime...
You want him to rip his face off?
Well, his mask. You know. When Roddy Piper was going to unmask Mr. America, he said he was going to rip his face off.
No, okay.
So it's a Piper reference.
Okay.
But I want to be deceived. I want to suspend my disbelief.
That's because you
until I see
the truth, and you're doing this just
until I see otherwise. El Grande Americano es diferente que Chad Gable.
Okay.
Besides, they're going to be wrestling in two different buildings on Saturday.
That are how far apart?
I don't know.
Because last I checked, I've seen somebody wrestle in Mattoon.
Mm-hmm.
leave the Mattoon show and hightail it to Kankakee to catch the main event in Kankakee. So it's not, and that's what, good 2 hours?
Give or take, yeah. But I'm just saying, Michael Cole doesn't need to be a killjoy. Say, that's clearly Chad Gable. Like, shut the fuck up, Michael Cole. Did he say Mr. America was Hulk Hogan? No, because he's a biased babyface announcer. I'll tell you what, he's going to look like a fool if they pull the mask off and it's not Chad Gable.
I don't know, but how much heat was McAfee getting last night?
Well, when you're touting the dominance of the Indiana Pacers in the city, well, in the state where they're going to be taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder in the NBA Finals, that's kind of a fool's errand there. And
then CM Punk, of course, saying there's a thunderstorm on pace.
There's pandering, Minderz, and then there's pandering. Mick Foley would call it getting a cheap pop.
A cheap pop. He would call it a cheap pop.
I think Punk might have been trying to be a little extra clever when it's really not necessary to be clever.
Nah. It's all right. But man, his whole plans really got dethroned last night, didn't they?
Yeah, it's. I honestly thought Punk was going to win just because Rollins was already in the ladder match.
Made sense to me, but then at the beginning of Raw, when it was
Sammy?
when Braun was out there, Braun and Bronson.
Dude, they looked good, didn't they?
Oh, they did.
They looked real
good. They looked real good as a tag team. But remember, at the end of that, Rollins said to Braun, he goes, "Don't stop. We know where he's going to be later." And then ever since that moment, I was like, uh-oh.
There's some fuckery afoot.
Uh-oh. And then I didn't see AJ win in.
You know what I was expecting at the end of that match when Bronson was dropping the tsunamis on Jey Uso? I was half expecting Gunther to come out and save him just so he wouldn't lose his match next week.
Yeah.
Not because he likes Jey Uso, just because he doesn't want to lose out on this title shot.
Right.
Because if Jey Uso gets hurt, he can't defend the title.
But on the other hand, maybe he doesn't want Jey at 100%.
That's very true. But Gunther seems like an honorable fellow.
Mm-hmm.
To an extent.
I
mean, a part of me thinks that Gunther wouldn't want Jey hurt because he doesn't want excuses.
Well, he got his no excuses at WrestleMania. So guess what? It's not cheating unless you get caught now.
He's a proud Austrian.
It's not cheating unless you get caught now.
Do we have Austrians in our?
Maybe.
I do not see. We still have Seychelles, 46 strong. Minderz.
Nice.
Yeah, right? Almost 100 in the Netherlands.
Wow.
Yeah, some of the countries that we don't have a lot of people, but we got our numbers are small but mighty in a lot of these nations.
That's the way we work.
That's right.
Small but mighty. Okay, let's move on. What else we got?
All right. Well, let's get into let's pay some bills real quick, Minderz, and then let's make some predictions.
Yeah, say because we got to talk the women's. I need to know who all's in everything now.
Okay, we can do that.
Okay.
All right. Well, anyway, let's pay some bills here. All right, we are back. The Cubs just hit a double. It's a good day. I mean, they're still tied with Washington, but better than losing. All right. Well, Minderz, we have a WWE double shot on Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening. So we're going to make some predictions. And I know there's a lot of people on this Worlds Collide show that you are not familiar with.
Well, you know what? There's some of them I might be a little bit more familiar with than you think.
Mm-hmm.
Because some of them were
Lucha Underground.
They were Lucha Underground guys.
That's true. That's true.
So,
all right. Well, what do you say?
Some of them, yes, I'm somewhat familiar with.
Okay, so we got 5 matches for Worlds Collide. Looks like we got 4 for Money in the Bank, unless they announce another one on Friday.
Which they could announce another one on Friday.
They could, but as of now, they don't have 4.
Or tonight.
Well, they might announce another match for Worlds Collide. They wouldn't announce a match for Money in the Bank on NXT, would they?
Maybe when the NXT people go up.
Well, that might be pie in the sky thinking, but you never know. Stranger things have happened.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's go Worlds Collide first because that's the first show. So there is.
Where is it?
What?
Where is it?
What?
Where's Worlds Collide at?
I don't have graphics. I just have the list of the matches.
Oh.
Worlds Collide is in LA.
Well, I know that, but
all right. So the LWO is scheduled to take on Octagon Jr., Aerostar, and Mr. Iguana, but they might be down a man because I guess Joaquin Wilde got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So they might need to get a substitution. So assuming that there's no Joaquin, so it'd be Dragon Lee and Cruz del Toro and another partner against Octagon Jr., Aerostar, Mr. Iguana. Who would you go with for their partner? Because I think I know who I would pick.
How's Ray's knee?
I don't know. He's been quiet the last few weeks. Do you think they'd let Penta do it? He's in the ladder match.
Penta's in the ladder match, and Ray's already got a match.
It's hard to picture not having Penta on the AAA show though.
I know it is.
Maybe Andrade's in the ladder match too. They put all the Lucha guys in the ladder match. Sean says JC will be transitional for Mariah May. I don't know if I'd go that far.
I don't know.
I think there's more qualified gals on the roster than Mariah. Mariah needs to get her feet wet.
Yeah.
All right. So who else is possible for? Maybe it's a AAA guy. You never know. Maybe
it could be. Hold on. Let me go check this out.
It won't be Roosh because Roosh is in AEW.
No, it won't be Roosh. Ooh, wait. Who's Del Rio fighting?
Del Rio's not on the card.
Oh, that's right. He got let go again, didn't he?
I think so. Because the Vikingo Gable match is for the Mega Championship.
Right.
You think Corey Graves can get his brother to do it? Get Sam Adonis?
Nah, I don't know. Okay, I just got to look at a roster and see who we got.
All right. So assuming that it's the LWO at full strength against these 3, I think I'm picking the AAA guys. I'm going Octagon, Aerostar, and Mr. Iguana.
Yeah, because they're going to have to win some of these matches. AAA is going to need to win some of these matches.
Sean, I would say don't worry about who's going to beat JC. Just enjoy the ride.
Yep.
Just go on the journey, my friend. All right.
Superstars. That's what I want.
Oh, you're looking up the AAA roster?
No, I'm looking up WWE's roster.
Maybe it'd be Conan.
Conan. Let's see.
Hey, what if it's a TNA guy?
Who would you pick though?
Santana.
Could be. Because we have who's in that right now? We have Berto and Dragon Lee.
For the LWO, it's Cruz del Toro and Dragon Lee.
Is Berto on there yet?
Berto Carrillo?
Yeah.
He's in the Legado match.
Okay.
Legado del Fantasma with Santos. Entonces Escobar. Oh shit! I hope we don't have an audience in Spain because I don't want to piss anybody off.
With your terrible.
It's an accurate Barcelona accent, but I just don't want to offend anybody with my dialect. No Spain, so I think we're and
good.
no
Okay.
no Latin countries to speak of. So either they've already heard my accent and they're turned off, or they just haven't found us yet.
I don't know.
We already talked about that. Santana is facing Trick.
I don't know.
If you say who won, I'm having you waterboarded.
Yep. No spoilers tonight, Sean.
Or ever.
We're done with spoilers.
I will send Shadow Play to your home and have you wrapped it.
Where did Shadow Play go? He left us. I don't know.
This might have to be something. Just sit back and enjoy the surprise if there is one.
R-Truth is still on the WWE roster page.
I wonder if he keeps going into it and putting himself back on. Like
that'd be hilarious.
Just still love the fact that he opened.
I don't know who else they could.
Twitter.
I don't. I love it.
Here's one. Juan Cena.
Juan Cena. Yeah, no. But Habla's still on there too.
Yeah, she got released.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know.
Carlito could get one last hurrah, but he's a heel. Yeah, we'll have to just sit back and wait and see.
Yeah, I'm not sure who would.
All right, so I am sticking with my Octagon Junior Aerostar Mr. Iguana pick for this one.
Yeah, I'm okay with that because Aerostar's really good. I like Aerostar.
Yes. So is Octagon Junior for that matter.
Well, yeah.
His dad shaved Eddie Guerrero's head.
Exactly.
Hey, did you see that they are showing the Worlds Collide pay-per-view from '94 on WWE Vault on YouTube?
No, I didn't see that.
I wish I would have known that when we were doing our watch-along, because that would have been better quality than the one we had.
Shit. Did you know that Ace Austin is gone from TNA?
Yes, I believe we mentioned that last week. Because you were very disappointed in that.
I am.
I'm hoping he goes to Japan. I don't want him to go to AEW. It would be ruined.
We're ruiners.
Wait till next week's Top 10 Tuesday, Minderz. You're going to get a kick out of it.
Am I?
Oh,
see,
yeah.
We need to have a talk after this.
Uh-oh. I'm in
on
trouble.
Page Show.
Page Show, yeah. There we go. All right, next match, Minderz. Ladies tag team, Stephanie Vaquer and Lola Vice versus Chick Tormenta and Dalise.
Ugh.
And one of these ladies is apparently Stephanie's godmother in Mexico.
That's what I heard.
And I forget which one's which. I feel terrible, but I can't keep track of who's who on that AAA team. I got to go. I'm going Stephanie and Lola just because I like both of them.
That's what I'm thinking too. We might agree on this one, and you're just going to have to let us agree because that's just the way it works.
Yeah. All right. Next up, a North American Championship. Ethan Page defending against Javon Evans, Laredo Kid, and Ray Phoenix. I know what you're thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Minderz Law.
I'm not happy about it, but that's what I'm thinking.
For his ridiculous decision making last week.
Uh-huh. Well, no, mainly because Minderz Law, champion retains, it's more than one person.
Well, I am not going to agree with you on this one.
Who are you going with?
I'm going Javon Evans.
That's who I would like to see win.
I think he's due. Ethan doesn't need it.
No. But he needed it for the fight between him and Ricky. Right. They needed the belt for the fight between them.
Sean says, what about NXT for Ace? I wouldn't hate it. Are their name and their names are I said that. I said their names. I just can't tell which one's which. Stay with me, Sean.
I think Chick is the bigger one.
I think you're right. Dalise, I think, is the older one.
Yeah.
But I'll know better with commentary.
Yes. Yeah. We'll figure it out.
But for the record, I did say their names. I just didn't say which one was who.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Sean Legacy is owed a title shot. Who?
He won. The one from Evolve that came up and.
Okay.
Yeah.
He'll get that eventually.
We'll get it.
See. All right. Legado del Fantasma, which is, of course, Santo Escobar and the Garthas, taking on El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., Pagano, and Psycho Clown.
I'm going with Psycho Clown.
Dude, Psycho Clown. I hate clowns, but Psycho Clown is really good.
He is. I love that group. I love that group from AAA.
Go if you can find the show. I forget what show it was. He had a match with Gringo Loco in GCW that was fucking fantastic.
Oh, I bet.
Dude, what happens if it's Gringo Loco with LWO?
That'd be fun, but I doubt it.
I'd pop.
I know you would.
I'd pop like a cheap balloon, Minderz.
I know you would. I'm kind of bummed you're busy that day now.
I know. I get a feel, as much as I love Dr. Wagner Jr., I love Psycho Clown. I'm sorry, El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. So I guess that's Dr. Wagner El Tercero, if my high school Spanish isn't failing me. But
I'm going against Phantasma. Sorry.
Which F word? It's not the same F word Sean said earlier.
No.
But anyway, I got to go with Legado on this one.
Okay.
Well, you got to think, you can't have the AAA guys win everything.
They're not.
Well, you can't have them just win one match or two. I got a feeling WWE is going to win 3 out of the 5.
I am too.
Main event, Minderz, for the AAA Mega Championship, Hijo de Vikingo versus Chad Gable. Whether El Grande Americano will be in his corner remains to be seen.
And your pick?
I'm going Vikingo. I think he's going to retain.
Damn you!
What?
I was hoping you picked Gable. So we didn't have the same picks for everything.
We didn't, did we? No, I picked Evans. You picked Paige.
That's true. Okay.
And I picked Legado. You picked Psycho Clown.
Yes. But yeah, I'm going Vikingo too.
I think this is going to be a fun show.
I hope so. My fingers are crossed.
As long as they can work the AAA style, they're not trying to.
Well, and that's the beauty of it, is that most of the guys that they have in this can work the AAA style,
because they've at very least worked in Mexico.
Because what if Nathan Frazier would join in? He's flippy.
He is flippy.
Him or A-Kid, either one.
Axiom.
Or A-Kid. That's what he used to be called. He was A-Kid.
I believe A-Kid and Axiom are different people.
I don't think so.
No, they're the same guy.
I would say, don't mess with me like that. I didn't think so, but okay.
When he has a mask on, he's Axiom.
Ah.
Damn it, Michael Bush, don't you be hurt.
Wait.
What?
What if they got KJ?
How far are the arenas from each other on Saturday? Not sure. One's the big dome, and I forget where the AAA show is.
Did you hear my question?
I did not.
What if they got KJ?
I don't know. I mean, that'd be cool, but I don't think they'd get KJ.
Damn. It was a good thought.
It is. It was a good thought. I feel like he'd be more. I feel like he'd be on the heel side, though.
Yeah, but he still fit in. He does the style, so.
What about Omos? He wrestles internationally.
No. He would be the one. He would be like the base for all their stunts.
Yeah. He'd be like he'd be like Godzilla with all the other guys would be the airplanes buzzing around him.
SWAT.
Scott says Inglewood for the Kia Forum is where Worlds Collide is. Now, where that is in relation to the Intuit Dome, I am not sure.
All right, hold on. I'm on it.
All right.
You know how many directions I've looked up this past week?
Oh, I'm sure.
Okay. Okay, what did you say? Where is Money in the Bank?
Money in the Bank is at the Intuit Dome.
Intuit Dome.
Do you know how?
Really?
Do you know how you enter it?
Into it?
You go into it.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna smack you because driving wise,
5
minutes.
Okay. With
It's
traffic?
It's literally 1.1 mile.
Hmm.
Most of those, I mean, okay, Scott has a point.
Oh,
Stephanie's in the ladder match too.
That's true.
So it could be Penta.
Could be Penta, could be Andrade.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Andrade is a more logical choice than Penta.
So if they walked, it's 25 minutes. But still.
All right.
Yeah, I'll show you, Reb. Hold on, let me.
No, I believe you.
That's the difference. It's like 7 blocks.
Imagine they just did like not a running of the bulls, but like just a group march from one building to the other to get to the next show.
Probably. All right. Well, there you go. That's how far it is. So yeah, it wouldn't be impossible for some people to pull double duty that night.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to Money in the Bank here, Minderz, which of course is the nighttime show at the Intuit Dome.
Okay, let's leave the Money in the Bank to the last.
The ladder matches?
Yeah, leave the ladder matches.
I've got a feeling they're going to be sandwiched, like, or bookended.
Yeah, women's is going to be first, men's is going to be last.
That'd be my guess too.
Oh wait, maybe not. Well, maybe.
Well, we'll save them for last on our as we're running them down here.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, so because there's only 2 of those matches. Women's Intercontinental Championship last chance match. Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. If Becky loses, she can no longer challenge for the title as long as Lyra is champion. If Lyra loses, she will be forced to raise Lynch's hand and acknowledge her as the better woman. I like that caveat. That's just good old school psychology.
It is. So who are you going for?
I gotta say, I think it's going to be Becky. This is the last chance thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think Becky wins, and then I think it shoots her into a thing with Bayley after a rematch.
This kills me because I'm not a huge Lyra fan. She's gotten better. She's gotten better.
Last night I enjoyed because she actually had an edge to her.
She did. But it took Becky to get that out of her.
Of course it did, because they're comfortable with each other.
And I'm going to say Lyra.
Oh, you're picking Lyra. Okay.
I'll pick Lyra. Basically just to annoy you, but...
Well, there's that.
Just so we disagree.
And to be fair, Becky and Bayley do not need the title to have an effective feud.
They do not.
So, yeah, it's kind of a win-win.
Okay, so Sean just put this up.
Okay.
He said John Cena in his match is main event, and Bayley may cost her.
I could see Bayley coming back.
I could see Bayley coming back and costing Bayley and letting Lyra keep the belt.
I don't know about Cody and Cena's match. I could see it being the main event, but usually they save it for a ladder match on this show.
It's gonna. Yeah, I hate to tell you, Sean, but that was the one I was kind of like, well, are they going to do?
There are more stars in the tag match than there are in the ladder match, but
yeah. But the ladder match is what it's there for.
What if it is the women's match headlining? Because it's got Rhea.
It could be. Very well could be.
All right.
I doubt it, but
yeah,
could be.
I know. It's just I'm just throwing it out there. Ooh, the Cubs are up 5-3. I like it. All right. Tag team match. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul.
I can't in good conscience pick Logan Paul for anything.
Not even a date?
No. Nope. I gotta go with Jay and Cody.
I feel
Plus,
like
it'll be Cody's first time back in the ring.
Yeah, I was gonna say Cody's first match. I think he needs the win.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see him pinning Cena. So if they win, Logan's eating the pin.
Good.
Is there potential Gunther fuckery involved with Jay? Or would he just?
I think it would be with
wait?
Logan.
What?
I think Gunther would mess with Logan before he messed with Jay. Honestly.
Well, I know Gunther doesn't like Logan.
Mm-hmm.
But who does?
Okay. AJ has his picks.
Okay.
He's got Naomi, Becky, Solo, Cena, and Paul.
Who's picking Solo?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Now, he did kind of fill us in on his reasoning for that earlier.
Yeah, 7-3 Cubs.
Yep. Oh, I'm watching.
I'm sure you are. Yeah, those spoilers you can give us, Sean. The baseball spoilers go right ahead.
Yeah, Minderz doesn't care about the score.
Nope.
Besides, especially since I'm already watching it anyway. So.
Nah, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, just don't. Right. There's no spoilers for NXT,
which just started.
Yes.
Which I can't watch till tomorrow.
Right. All right. So where did I? Here we go. All right. So you're picking Cody and Jay. I'm going to agree, just because I guess I can't see Cody losing his first match back.
Mm-mm.
Can I throw a wild card at you?
Sure.
What if Logan and Cena won and Sami Zayn turned on Jey Uso?
Where'd Sammy come into this at?
Well, after
just as a run-in?
As a run-in. After the chat he had with Cross last night.
True.
Although that might be better to save it for the title match, having cost him the belt.
Yeah.
But that's very doubtful that's going to happen. So I don't know why I'm putting it out there. All right. Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. We got Alexa Bliss versus Roxanne Perez versus Rhea Ripley versus Julia versus Naomi versus Stephanie Vaquer.
This is tough.
This one is maybe the hardest thing to pick in this whole pay-per-view. But I think I've got it narrowed down. I think I know who's going to win.
All right, you go ahead. Let me. I want to stew on this a little bit.
You're gonna let it fester.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm agreeing with AJ. I think it's gonna be Naomi. Hang on, Sean. We'll get to the men's match here in a minute, but then I can tell you where you're wrong. Let's see. All right, so yeah, I'm saying Naomi.
Okay. If Naomi wins the women's, then I say Seth wins the men's.
Now wait, you got to pick who's winning the women's.
Well, this isn't my thought.
You just offered a hypothetical. Don't jump ahead of me here.
But I have to, because I have to get it through my head.
I have a system.
I have a system, damn it. However,
don't make me throw my headset.
Please do, because that was hilarious.
I will. This one's about as much as my rent, so I don't want to.
If it's not Naomi, I say it's going to be Stephanie or Roxy.
Yeah, it does not need to be Rhea.
Nope.
She doesn't need a briefcase.
I almost think I'm going to go with Roxy. Because I think Julia and Stephanie, I think Julia and Stephanie are going to be at each other's throats. Alexa and Naomi. And then you have Roxy and Rhea. But I think Rhea is going to be trying to prove herself to Stephanie too.
I get where you're coming from. I don't agree with it, though.
Well, I'm going to stick by my choice.
Okay, so you're going.
I'm going Roxy.
You're going Roxy. Okay, I won't hate it,
Roxy.
but I think it's too soon.
Here's the thing.
Plus, Naomi. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You don't have to go after the women's championship belt.
No.
That could make Roxy and Lyra.
True.
Then that way you can have Bayley screwing over Becky. So Becky and Bayley have their feud. Then you have Lyra versus Roxy, which would actually be a really good feud.
I think that would be very good.
So there's my thought.
Let me throw out a hypothetical as regards to Alexa Bliss. Would the Wyatts be involved?
I don't think so.
Namely, Nikki Cross.
I don't think so. I don't think so yet.
I feel like that'd be putting a hat on a hat.
Yeah, I don't think so yet.
No. I think Stephanie and Julia just got up to and Roxy just got up to the main roster, so I don't know that they would go that fast. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't hate if either one of them got it.
Well, here's my thought, though, behind Roxy. They had Roxy in the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
They had Roxy in the elimination match.
Mm-hmm.
She's
got some big wins.
She's got some big wins. She's the one I feel like they're kind of putting the rocket strap to.
Plus, they could do something with her and live within Judgment Day if she had a briefcase.
Exactly.
Okay,
I'm talking you into this, aren't I?
If it's not Naomi, I want it to be Roxy. Which I would have said anyway because I like Roxy.
Yeah, but I'm talking you into this the more
you're kind of selling me on it, but I still like the idea of it being Naomi, just because then you got the stuff with Jade and somebody can get that belt off Tiffany. But anyway, but yeah, Alexa and Rhea, I don't think need the briefcase.
No. Yeah, we already talked about Rashawn. Didn't we? Yeah, we did.
We did. Talked about how Chad Gable graciously donated his boots to El Grande Americano.
You know what I thought was funny?
What's that?
CM Punk and AJ telling the ref to double check.
I loved it. It was brilliant.
It was great. Oh, wait. Okay, AJ's got a book.
What?
AJ's got a book.
Is it War and Peace? Oh, my.
As for the women's, Julia, Roxy, and Steph are new, and they don't need to win. They just need to be impressive because they're fresh anyway. Rhea doesn't need it. She's over enough that she can get a title match anytime, and nobody will mind. That leaves Naomi and Alexa. Alexa got something brewing with Charlotte, and Naomi just turned heel and would be a menace with the briefcase. That's why my pick is Naomi, which all makes sense.
Everything about that makes sense.
Everything about it makes sense.
Scott says, it seems to me they're doing the same thing with Roxy they did with Tiffany last year. Maybe similar, but not quite the same because it's within a bigger group. If it was like Tiffany was just with Nia.
Mm-hmm.
Sean says, I can see Jade being the one to beat Naomi when she gets the title. Probably. And who do you think Liv doesn't trust? I already said, I think it's Roxanne.
I'm sticking with Raquel.
I like the idea of being Raquel, but I think it's going to be.
I do. More than likely it's Finn, but out of all of them, I think it's Finn.
I think it's the gal that's bringing her dude chicken nuggies.
Hey, but
and
she's
ribs.
She's not doing anything to lie to Liv.
No, she's actually trying to be helpful.
Exactly.
But maybe that's why Liv doesn't trust her. She thinks she's up to something.
Or it could be the person that brought her into the Judgment Day. Hey, what do you think of their new? They don't have their purple wings anymore. I just noticed that last night.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, they don't have their purple wings anymore. It's like Bullet Club, almost like white and black stamp.
Oh, like the biker seal patch thing?
Kinda. It definitely looks different. I'm not sure I like it, but
well, give it time. It might grow on you.
Yeah.
I do like that Bullet Club logo from way back. I thought it looked cool back then when they introduced it. All right. Well, let's talk about the dudes. Solo Sikoa versus LA Knight versus Penta versus Rollins versus Andrade versus El Grande. All the smart money points at Seth Rollins.
Yes, because
9 times out of 10, I would bet the farm on that. What?
He wants to dominate.
He does.
And
but sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say he wants to dominate, but there's too much room for fuckery there. Like I said, smart money's on Seth to win, and but if it's not him, I want it to be El Grande. Because imagine if Gable tries to shrewdly say that Grande gave him the briefcase to cash it in, but Pierce doesn't let him. You say, nope, you didn't win the ladder match. It was then.
True story. However, okay.
It'd be like the Midnight Rider not being able to win the title with a mask on.
Well, here goes Mindy's booking. You ready?
Uh-oh.
I'm going to agree with AJ. I think it's going to be Solo.
For the same reason? Because I remember his reasoning.
Basically, because it's a built-in storyline.
Sean says, if not Seth, LA Knight. I don't know. I think LA slipped a little bit in the pecking order there.
So now, here's my thoughts.
Okay, pitch me.
All right. So if I go Roxy, since I'm going Roxy, she's Raw. Solo is SmackDown.
Mm-hmm. Both heels.
But if you go Naomi
on SmackDown,
then it's going to be Seth.
So we think it's not going to be they usually don't do it on the same show.
No, they usually don't. It's usually two separate shows.
That's true.
So you look at it that way, that really narrows down. It narrows down to half 3 people
on both sides.
Yeah. Barry, Seth has all that outside help. I can't bet against it.
If Seth loses, it's going to be because of Punk.
Yeah. Or Sammy.
More likely Punk.
But I still... Solo's who I'd like to see win it. I think Seth's going to win it. And I'd like to see Roxy win it. But if Seth wins, Naomi's win it.
Gotcha. Okay. Straddle on both sides of the fence. That's all right, though.
No, I'm not.
No, you're not. You're not. I'm just giving you shit. I haven't given you shit in a while in person.
You're right. You guys haven't seen me in a while.
Sean wants to know, when does Roman come back? Probably when his movie's done. Because I think he's signed on, what was that? Double Dragon, Street Fighter, whatever, one of those video game movies.
Something, yeah. I'm guessing he'll probably be back at SummerSlam.
Probably. Okay, my pick. I am going to pick Seth Rollins. And not only am I picking Seth Rollins to win the ladder match, I think the next night on Raw he cashes in during the main event and wins the belt.
Damn you. Damn you.
AJ.
So everybody's going to be thinking.
Chapter 2.
Chapter 2.
My logic for the men's is Seth is the odds-on favorite, but he pissed off Punk going into the match, so there will be fuckery. Andrade ain't winning. Come on now, LOL. Don't sell Andrade short. He'll be impressive, though. He'll do some cool shit in that match. Penta and Grande are in there to further their feud with each other, so that leaves Solo and LA. Solo got the better story coming out of it with him and Fatu about the split. If Fatu got the U.S. belt and Solo got the briefcase, there's some more tension. Yep. I really don't like it when they cash in the briefcase on an undercard title, though. I mean, I know there's a precedent. Sean, so does Jacob cost Solo? I don't think so.
No.
I think Jacob is going to let Solo shoot himself in the foot. He's not going to do anything to affect Solo.
You know who might cost him?
Mateo?
Mm-hmm.
On accident or on purpose?
Accident.
I don't know. Cobb seems too smart.
Well, I agree. But
let me look at the match again here. Let's see.
He's going to look at it again.
I didn't have time to make a whiteboard.
This is what we do. We make whiteboards. We put up all the different people in it. Okay, now draw a line to this one and this one.
Yeah, if it is somebody on SmackDown, Solo makes the most sense.
Yes.
If it's somebody on Raw, it's going to be Rollins.
And again.
But if it's El Grande Americano, I'm going to pop like a cheap balloon.
Okay. But
especially once Gable comes out to celebrate with them. I can feel my wife rolling her eyes at me in the kitchen.
I'm surprised you can't feel me rolling my eyes at you.
No, you're fine.
Is that the only?
We're having tater tots.
Ooh.
The finest potato dish in the world.
I think I'm getting mac and cheese bites, but I don't know for sure.
Hey.
Yeah.
Sean wants to know, when does Jacob leave Solo in the blue line? It's not going to be long.
No.
It's coming.
It's coming. It's coming. Again, you have to take in consideration, I feel like your two big pay-per-views of the year are always SummerSlam or not SummerSlam. WrestleMania and Survivor Series are usually, well, not anymore.
I say Mania and SummerSlam are the two big ones.
Yeah, Mania and SummerSlam.
And Rumble's a close third.
Yes, and then you have...
But they don't have as many matches at the Rumble.
No.
They're doing 2 nights for Mania and SummerSlam.
Yes. So they should have a lot of good matches for SummerSlam if they're having since they're having 2 nights. Mm-hmm. That's the reason I think that'll be when Romney comes back.
Well, I just had to take a peek over at my Cubs game just to see what's going on.
Of course he did. All right.
I bleed blue.
We know. Hey, so those are all of our picks, right? That's everything we had to pick for?
That's all the picks. I'm picking Rollins to win the ladder match and cash in on Monday. Then I got Naomi, and I got Cody and Logan, and I've got Becky.
And I've got Lyra, Cody and Jay. That draft has to be coming up soon.
They're going to be having a draft. It's just a matter of when.
I say
they got to shake up that roster. Get Ilya somewhere.
Yeah, they got Ilya on there.
Ilya Dragunov cannot come back fast enough.
No, we're so ready for him to come back. SummerSlam. I'm saying it now. I'm calling it now. SummerSlam.
Our Russian fan will enjoy that when Ilya comes back.
Yes. All of the fans will enjoy it when Ilya comes back. I like Ilya.
Everybody likes Ilya. Ilya's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I have Cody and Jay.
Mm-hmm.
And I have Lyra. I've got Roxy and Solo.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Yes. We won't...
And who's to say if Roxy does win, what if she takes it off of Tiffy?
Maybe.
Because there's that draft coming up. She could always flip. She probably won't know because of Judgment Day. God damn it.
I could see Liv trying to convince her to do it.
Yeah, but I really... Sean, where were you? We had this discussion already. Sean, we said Evolve. I said Evolve, then NXT.
Evolve, then NXT, then main roster eventually. But I think she's going to get at least a year on NXT with the belt run.
At least.
But first, I think she's got to go to Evolve and get some PC time to get the Tony off of her.
Yeah, get the
Tony. I mean, Khan, not Storm. Although technically, she probably still has a lot of Tony's DNA on her somewhere.
All right. Hey, Reb, don't we have a Hall of Fame inductee today?
We do.
Did you like that segue? I thought it was
I did. Oh, hang on. I meant to put my I forgot to put my thumbnail up this week.
Yeah, because I'm kind of curious as to who it is. Because you didn't tell me.
I didn't. I wanted to keep it a secret.
Jerk.
But I did have time to adjust the open though to add the next tile of names on there that we've been missing for months.
Well, that's because it takes us that long.
That's true. It has a very maritime epic vibe to it.
Yeah, what was that music?
It was free. That's all you need to know.
All right, it was pretty sweet.
Sean says, Mariah is a huge loss. I completely agree with that. Tony really dropped the ball there. I'm letting her go.
Well, it's Tony.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
You're keeping me in
for
suspense.
the JTR Hall of Fame. I have, for good reason. Our inductee is literally a last minute. I had a completely different inductee until Saturday, and then I decided to change things up. But our inductee Minderz.
No, that seems fitting.
Ron the Truth Killings, which is a better name than our
I almost wondered when you said you called an audible. I almost wondered because we keep saying he's a national treasure. So
he is a national treasure.
He was my good hoot of the year last year.
He was. All due respect to Barry, he could have been voted Hoot Supreme.
He could have.
But we can't take that title from Barry.
No, can't do that.
Shout out to Big U.
I don't feel like getting beat up.
No. All right. Well, Truth, we all remember the first time we saw Truth when he was a plucky youngster called K-Quick in the WWF. Late 99, early 2000.
So
and
he would
I
have
got
been...
I got several pictures here, Minderz. I want you to tell me what you notice about all of them as after we get through them all.
You know who he reminds me of in this one?
Who's that?
He reminds me of shit. Lost my train of thought. Squirrel.
Cobra?
Nope.
Oh.
New Jack.
Maybe. He doesn't have a crossbow though.
He doesn't, but he still reminds me of New Jack.
No. So along with being a wrestler, Minderz, Truth is a noted rapper. And there's a
oh my
look
goodness.
At that guy. Look at young Truth hanging out with Tupac.
Damn. That was like 94?
Like 94, 90, maybe 95?
That's what I was going to say, 94, 95. The color blocking shirt's what's getting me. Holy crap.
What about the fade with the
the blonde, the white? The white in the hair? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
You could have been in the Gangsters there.
No. He's too pretty. He's too pretty to be in the Gangsters.
Yeah, it's not New Jack and Mustafa were not handsome devils.
No.
All right, so WWF, of course, K-Quick teamed up with the Road Dogg. Post
What
Outlaws.
year would that have been?
2000.
Okay, so he would have been 28 years old at this point. If I did my math right.
Yeah. And Road Dogg was too old to be dressed like that.
Yes. Well, Road Dogg was too old to be dressed the way he dressed most of the time, but
that's true.
It's all right.
Yeah. So Truth wasn't there long. That 2001, during the invasion angle, they cut him loose, and then he wound up going to TNA. And he made history in TNA, Minderz.
Oh yeah.
He was the first Black NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
Wasn't he just the Truth? He was Ron the Truth.
When he first got there, he was just the Truth.
The Truth.
And then he became Ron the Truth Killings, and that's what he wound up going with. Actually, he was K-Crush first, and then he became the Truth.
I like the Truth better.
Yeah. It's because he was a heel when he was the original Truth.
It's just crazy thinking of him as a heel.
He's such a good heel, though.
Oh, I'm sure he is. I'm not saying he's not. It's just hard for me to picture Truth as a heel.
Yeah, he was a 2-time world champion in TNA for the NWA champion. Beat Jeff Jarrett and AJ Styles.
Wow.
So, well, AJ was in a multi-man, so he kind of did a booty shake on Winder's Law.
Hey, it happens on occasion.
It does. Even a blind squirrel catches a nut.
Once in a blue moon. Yep.
Yes. All right. So, of course, during most of his run on TNA, he was part of the 3 Live crew there with BG James and Conan. I was lukewarm on this group when I first saw them because I didn't care for any of their promos.
Well, wait a minute. Those are three guys that could probably cut decent promos.
Okay, it wasn't the promos, it was the catchphrases. It was the Odale and the New Age Outlaws intro. I was so sick of it.
Yeah.
But this is when Truth would affectionately call himself the Suntan Superman.
I heard your wife cackle in the background.
Yes, it was actually in their entrance music.
Wow.
Yeah, which I think he rapped it. I think he did the song.
I believe it.
He usually does his own music.
Did you watch the ride along with him when they were the Golden Truth?
Yeah.
When he was the Goldust?
Yeah.
Do you remember him playing his music the entire time?
I do.
His raps? It was great. I loved it.
All right. There's another shot of Truth there with the camo pants. I'm not sure. I think this was 06 maybe after the crew was over.
Makes sense.
And then around 07 he turned heel again. And this is maybe the most questionable booking that he ever had was when he teamed up with Pac-Man Jones from the Cincinnati Bengals during the year that Pac-Man was suspended from the NFL, so TNA hired him. And they put so do you remember this at all, Minderz?
No.
Somewhere Bari's cringing looking at this picture. So Pac-Man got suspended for being an idiot in the NFL.
No.
TNA brings him in because they're trying to get whatever B-level celebrity they could get at the time to get ratings. So they put Pac-Man in a tag team with R-Truth. Well, I'm sorry, Ron Killings. And they get a title shot. And during the build-up to this, the NFL announces that Pac-Man can't take bumps.
Oh, shit.
Truth had to do everything. And then Pac-Man would do little interference things on the side. But they wound up winning the tag titles. And when they lost them to I'm trying to remember who beat them. I think it was Tomko and AJ. He was yeah. But that's when they brought in a partner for Truth, and Pac-Man was on the outside. And you know who that partner was, Minderz?
Who?
That was one Aloysius Consequences Creed.
Wow.
Like his first major booking was doing that. He was dressed like Apollo Creed, had the afro, and he was. They kind of dropped the ball not calling him Truth and Consequences.
Yeah, they really did.
I need Truth to show up on AEW. I think he's still on go around.
Okay, I'm going to read this since
I
you
do
tried
like
to
that
read
idea.
it. And you didn't get through it
yeah.
all. So, I need Truth to show up on AEW and think he's still on Raw. Go around the locker room like, hey, Ambrose, what's up, Cesaro? Oh, shit, Chris Jericho. I see Vince finally brought you back. What's up? Wait.
Imagine how
What's
confused
up?
he's going to be when he sees Dustin.
Right?
It's like, dude, you're not gold no more.
You're not gold no more. Where's Goldie?
If they just hire Truth for a one-off, I'll be okay with it.
What if he just walks around and he runs into Sammy? Where's Goldie? Oh, it's over there. And then he walks over and he sees Dustin. He goes, "Where's Goldie? Dude, I'm right here." No, you ain't Goldie.
No, you're blue, dog.
You're blue.
All right. So people forget that he was in WWE for 26 years on his second run. It's crazy to think about because he doesn't age.
He doesn't.
This really picture's from 2010. Where is he different than the picture from 1999 that we showed earlier?
He filled out a little more.
And there's a little tattoo there on his boobie. Why is Goldust blue? Truth, yeah, pretty much. He goes up to Tony, calls him Nick. Hey, old Nick, what's up, dog?
Goes up to Chris Hero.
So truth is, he got a couple runs with the U.S. title. He was mostly there for comic relief, truthfully, but he was
our 24/7 champion, like 54
times. Yeah. He kind of embraced his funny side the last several years. I don't know.
Is
that a crown of some sort?
That's what it looks like. I'm scared. Wait, was that a key? Wait, put that back up.
I can't. It's gone.
No. Was that like a King of the Ring rib?
Might have been. Of course, last year they won the tag titles. Him and Miz, Awesome Truth.
You know what? If you think about it, in the last year, he's done probably most of the stuff he wanted to do.
Oh yeah, I love the stuff with Judgment Day was gold.
Oh yes.
To this day, my favorite picture, like still picture, is one I actually couldn't find it in time for this, but when like Rhea and Priest and Finn are holding up their belts in the ring, and then Truth rolls in with his and just stands there with it.
And they're all looking at him like, what? Dom and Nick.
Mysterio. Yeah.
Dominic Mysterio.
Mm-hmm. Of course, his last hurrah. Well, that's him with Priest. Speaking of Judgment Day. The last big hurrah, he got the match with Cena, his childhood hero, on main event.
Which was Chef's Kiss. I'm just going to say it.
It wasn't long, but it was enough.
It was enough.
He got squashed by Jeff Cobb last week. Apparently, I missed SmackDown. That's what AJ was telling me, because I thought that Cena was his last match. But I was mistaken. 24/7, 7-Eleven, I-95.
I-95 champion.
Maybe the only guy to make Brock Lesnar break.
Yes.
On television.
You know what? Go back there. If you go on YouTube, there are times that R-Truth broke wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
There's a really,
Roman was in there.
Taker was in there. Roman was in there. Brock was in there.
Probably Cena.
Priest. There was a good one with Priest. It was when they were doing all the Judgment Day stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
But no, absolutely. Ron Killings is a national treasure.
We're gonna miss his comic relief.
Hopefully he winds up going somewhere. Like I said, I'm pulling for TNA.
I'm pulling for a Legends contract.
I would not be surprised if there's enough outcry from the fans that they bring him back.
Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Especially last night with all the "We Want Truth" chants.
Yeah, which, by the way, I was expecting it. I was expecting it to be louder, but I'm glad that the fans didn't completely hijack the show with the Truth chants.
I expected it, but I thought it would be like one time and then it was over. And how many different times did you hear "We Want Truth" chant?
Multiple
times. It was throughout the night.
There were smatterings at the beginning of the show. Apparently, they were much louder, like before the show went on the air.
I bet.
But then, like it pop up every now and then with the "We Want Truth." I think Punk addressed it after the show was over.
That's what they said. They said he did. So I haven't.
I think he was having a little fun with them. I think he was having a little fun with the fans about it. It's like, don't chat for somebody who's not here. But yeah, is that a little pot in the kettle? You see what?
Well, it's just funny that he did that. And yet, what is it that gets under my skin at like every independent show?
What chance?
Well, that too, but
can we let him keep the holy shit chance and just get rid of the whats?
Yeah, dude, I'm down for that. Or the na goodbye song.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Michael Cole tried to start singing that yesterday. I wanted
Cole
to reach my TV and slap him.
No, it was McAfee. That was McAfee.
McAfee's a tool.
Hey, but he's a respected tool.
He is a respected tool.
Holy cow, Reb, are we going to be done before 2 hours?
We are going to be done in
now?
an hour 45. Not bad. I mean, when we don't have a guest and we don't have 6 shows to preview, it's not too bad.
Right?
But no, Truth, I think very deserving. Even if it wasn't released, I think he'd be very deserving of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well, it just makes it easier that it's a.
Hey, if he's at the
like how
expo,
the
we give him a
Briscoes got in.
certificate. Huh?
It's kind of like how the Briscoes got in. Like something happened, and we felt like it was needed.
Right. If we give him his certificate at the expo next year, do you think he's going to think it's for the WWE Hall of Fame?
Oh, that would be classic. I would love that. I'm not gonna lie, I would love that.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw who you put up in the corner.
Oh yeah, I couldn't find a good picture of Chief Ken Hotate, but John Redcorn works.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. All right. Well, Minderz, next week I think we're just doing reactions. We don't have a guest, but
we're saving our money.
We're saving up our energy. Although I can announce that July 1st we do have a guest that's going to be joining us. The former Johnny Swinger from ECW.
Oh, nice.
Johnny
Okay.
Parisi. So once we get the business into that done, he's going to be joining us on July 1st.
All right. And I'm still working. I still want to get Gene.
Mm-hmm.
And I have not heard back yet from Mr. Tugboat. So.
Yeah. Well, we're working on some things, so keep an eye out. Don't forget merchandise, ProWrestlingTees.com/JTRPod, BrainbusterTees.com/JTR, Patreon.com/JTR Podcast Network. And then until tomorrow, Minderz, we got a fun shootout tomorrow because we're actually talking to a fan who has captured the hearts of everyone in the 0-1 USA universe.
I love him.
Mr. Reese Caldwell, also called Megaphone Guy, is going to be joining us.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, and then we're going to talk about...
I've popped him a few times.
Yeah.
But he's popped me a few times, so it's all kosher.
Yes. But then we're going to talk about AVW. We're going to talk about Mad Bash Wrestling show on Saturday. We're going to talk about New Version. I'm still waiting on results from New Version. Dickie's supposed to hook me up. And then
I have some results.
Yeah. And then tomorrow, I think we have to record 2 ECWs, don't we, to get back on schedule?
Yeah, or we can wait and do one on Thursday. If you're able.
We can do that.
I could do it like at 5 or something like that if we need to do it early.
We can do that. And but yeah, we'll get that back on schedule. For the record, I cannot wait until July 18th because we're going to talk about a moment I've been wanting to talk about since we started doing the TNN episodes.
Oh yeah?
I may have to smarten you up afterwards, but
when's our watch along for ECW?
That's going to be on June get my calendar up here. 19th, I believe. It's going to fall on Juneteenth, but yeah, June 19th, Thursday, I think is the plan for Hardcore Heaven 2000.
We might be able to start that early if everybody's able.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I think I'm off that day.
Ah, okay. I'm not, but...
Well, yeah, but you're done early enough that...
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
Yeah. All right. Well, Minderz, let's say we get out of here. I think I hear Tatsa cooking in the background, so...
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Plus, I think we usually have a little tea party after we go off the air anyway, so...
We do.
I love when the wheels spin in her head.
Right?
All right. Well, on that note,
let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here. Until next time, for Minderz, this is Red reminding y'all life is hard, work stiff, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, guys.